Listen, right. So I'm watching the Innocent Files, right? And as I scroll down this mug, um, I'm just looking at different cases, man. And I'm looking at down south this Mississippi case about these dudes, man. I mean, some of this stuff that be on here, it really makes you think, man, like how many people are actually in here for something they didn't do, man. And then that's why I tell y'all so much. I always say this, like the prosecutors need to be held responsible. You know what I'm saying? Listen, when somebody snap out and do something to one of them, y'all gonna be sick when they give them life and all this. But in reality, man, it's so many racist people put in these positions that it makes no. And black people ain't no different, man. When I look down south, listen, either you got a real nigga down there or you got a token nigga. It's either one of the two. When you see a black police down there, 9 times out of 10, that's they token, my dog. He not for you. Because when I looked at this innocent file one about the man who, the first guy they got, they say he went in the window and grabbed a 2-year-old baby, raped her, and threw her in the river, right? But the little kid had bite marks on her. I know some of y'all done seen this, right? So now they saying the baby had bite marks on her and this and this. So first thing they did, they caught a dude, got a suspect. First suspect they got, they didn't get nobody else. It's Mississippi, remind you. So I guess he was equating to the family. So the little girl said he had an earring. And so they brought him in. He said, look, I didn't do it. He wasn't worried about it. Like, I didn't do this. You know what I'm saying? I don't touch kids. That's not my thing. He thinking he gonna come out, but he ain't come out till what, like 18 years later? You know what I'm saying? And the only reason he got out is because of another case. Dog, listen, he's so poor, dog, that anybody could have beat this case they tried. Like, it was no way he would have went to prison in today's. Like, it's no way. I mean, it can happen, but it's sad that this stuff happens when you poor. You don't have no counsel. And so he did all this time before he can get out. Now, the other dude, now how he got free is what happened was like, that was like 1990. No, that was like, anyway, it was like 5 years difference or whatever. Yeah, it was like 1992, 92. So 1995, it happens again. A couple years later, it happens again. Same thing. Little black girl, drugged from her house, raped, threw in the water. She had these bite marks on her. Now, how they convicted the first guy? The first guy got convicted because of teeth bites. They had this dude down there, racist dude. I don't know how he not in the penitentiary right now. But I mean, I could not believe that this could go. But anyway, so they looking at the little girl had bite marks on her feet, on her hands, on her everywhere. So like, who would do something this crazy, just bite her? So as they said, look, man, they did the thing of his teeth, and he was showing them like, look, he rolling the teeth over the marks and putting them sideways and rolling some shit that a person could not do with their teeth in their head, motherfucker. It's no way that you could do that shit, right? And but the jury was like, they went for it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The jury don't be shit. You can't put your life in no fucking jury. Sometimes you better off going with a judge because they have to follow the law. It's easier to come back when a judge fuck up on the law than it is for some people opinion. Well, without reasonable doubt, it was all types of reasonable doubt. But before I get into the rest of the story, let me tell you something though. If he would have got off then, guess what? They still would have been thinking him. If he would have got off then and they wouldn't have caught the guy who did it, just by him being on the news and all this shit, dog, he would have been as good as guilty. The town would have shunned him. People would have don't want him around their kids. He'd have been messed up. He'd have been known all his life as a child rapist. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Once his face hit the news, it was unfair from there on out. Everybody who was on the jury seen this case and seen this guy and wanted to get him. And that's why they convicted him. They didn't look at no evidence. They looked at this nigga, knew the family, this white man, racist white man saying that the teeth marks match. So they locked him up, gave him life. Second guy, shit happened again. They give him the death penalty. Now here go the thing. You can die at any time on death row. They give you once you exhaust all your stuff. He was on death row for like 16 years, dog. And that's why sometimes I always say, like, when you get the death penalty, hurry up and get these motherfuckers out here. But that's a mistake on my behalf, because just think, look how many innocent people it is. They exhaust all their shit and they still innocent. So really, they need to get rid of the death penalty altogether. Even though you would think we needed some of these crimes, like who did this crime to this little girl? But like I say, who am I to say who life deserves to be took, right? I'm not God, so it is what it is. To me, life in prison is just as good, my dog. Like, that's suffering. Pay your ticket, my nigga. But back to what I was saying. So the second guy got the same charge, got the death penalty. So now, after he was in there about 5 years, he wrote the innocence program. Now, you know what's crazy? When you in there, you write them, it still take years for them to get to the case, to do all this shit. So it was years, man. And DNA was out. And so they was like, now both times it was the same thing. A little girl dumped in the river, raped from her house, raped, brought from her house, raped, threw in the river, bite marks on her. Okay, so now 2-3 years later, you got the same identical pattern. And the same guy who do the teeth shit did it again and said, this guy, without a doubt, without a reasonable doubt in the world, this is the guy. That's what he said on the paper. Like, literally, like, he put his life on it. This black man is guilty. Now, I'm thinking to myself, like, this is so much of a coincidence. Go get the other teeth marks from the first case and see, I bet they both fit. I bet he can make them both fit some way. But they was dumb enough, slow. They down South Mississippi. They slow as fuck. They still got cotton fields and shit down there, so you know they still slow. And this in 2005, man. This shit started in the 90s. Now it's in the 2000s, DNA and everything. So they get the DNA tested for the death row inmate. It comes back not him. Do you know the prosecutor and my man them still was saying that, okay, he might not have killed her, but I believe he has something to do with it. Like, them bite marks fit him. So what the fuck you saying? So you saying he didn't rape her, he didn't kill her, but he bit her. That's what you telling me. So he just bit the little kid. So it was two people out there. One raped her, one killed her, and he just bit the motherfucker. Like, tell me how that makes sense. And he held the dog up for years more. He held him up for years more. Tomorrow we gonna go back to trial. But when it went to the judge, what saved him from going to trial and all that shit was, by the shit being a DNA, it matched to a dude in the county. Now my whole thing is, so now it matched to another guy. This guy, and he got him and he admit to doing it, right? But just think, if this guy hadn't never been caught or went in a DNA thing, he would have took it to trial down there, racist. They still would have probably found him guilty, right? So they asked him about the other girl. First he denied it, and they said, look, man, you already in here for that. You through. You admitted this. You about to do life or death penalty. Did you know anything about this other girl? He said, yeah, this what happened. I was smoking crack. I seen demons. He said, this girl, he said, the first girl I got through the window, I took her out the window, and I did. He said, this girl, I walked in the house, got her out of her bed, and I did this to her. So they asked him, did you bite her? Did you ever bite her? Because now both convictions, they both convicted both guys off no DNA, no witnesses, no nothing. Well, it was one witness, a little girl. But look, so they had none of that. So the little girl statement, she got to talking about, like, the little girl was only 5, so they never played her statement in court. And we was wondering why, like, why the fuck didn't they let the little girl, if it's a witness against him and she says she seen him and she know him, why didn't y'all play it? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't y'all play it in court? And I see why. Because the little girl never said it was him. The little girl had an imaginary mind. She said whoever it was had a stocking over their face, so she couldn't identify him. She got to talking about, I grabbed a knife and I told him no. She got to talking about dragons and all type of shit, magic tricks. So her mind, she didn't know. She was only 5, so she really didn't know. That's why they didn't put it in the thing. So now, from the beginning, at the first trial, they kept saying, look, man, this teeth analysis shit ain't right. They kept saying, like, this teeth thing ain't right. Like, how the fuck can you have a bite mark on the top but no bottom teeth? Like, it was only one set of teeth, like the top part. but no bottoms. Like, how the fuck do you bite somebody this all on her feet, her back, her fucking arm, and it's only one set of teeth, bro? Unless they got dentures, and neither one of these guys had dentures. So how in the hell you gonna get a top impression but not a bottom one? And they convicted him with with no evidence, and this, like, dog, like, literally the shit didn't even, they kept saying this don't even look like a bite mark. So when they got the other guy to analysis, he said this not even a bite mark, man. He said this is not a human bite mark. He said this guy's a what you call him, a quack. He said he don't know what he talking about, a racist white dude. And listen, when they got these guys off these cases, do you know what this white man said? The prosecutor was like, well, at least didn't nobody die. The good thing. And this, but you held this man up years because you wanted to lock this nigga up. So if you would have never got another nigga to take these niggas' place, these niggas was gonna be in jail for the rest of their fucking life, man. You know how many people sitting in jail on shit like that right now because they don't have no money? And once you get in this bitch, it's hard to get out. They can have all the evidence in the world. These people still don't want to let you go. You know what I'm saying? So how they figured that the bite marks came from? See, down south, Mississippi or Alabama, Louisiana especially, they got crawfish. And crawfish are feed on a dead body, and we eat that shit though. That's crazy. We love crawfish, right? But they will eat on, and then they put a pig in there, and they showed that the crawfish would try to, they claws made that same indentation. This guy never got fired, never got none of that shit. That he never, so right now, he never suffered any consequences for sending this man to jail. And knowingly, you put your whole word on this. And y'all sent this man to prison for all, and these niggas ain't got a dime for this shit. These motherfuckers still broke right now because you know why? When they let them, as far as I see, the last time they never said they got no money. They looked at it like they was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the reason they didn't get no money is because only thing the judge said is you free to go. They never said you are not guilty, you didn't do this crime, so you can't get no money. They just saying we letting you go. We not saying you guilty, but we not saying you not guilty. But we don't have enough evidence to prove that you guilty. But if in the future, if it come up, like what's that shit, with or without prejudice type shit? Nah, nigga. That's how they had to do the one boy. He got sent for some shit, man. And it be the flukest shit to get these people off. A phone call years later, they found some jail records in this one. They found some jail records. I mean, not jail records, phone records in one of these dudes, prosecutors' garage. Now, they was like, how do you find, 12 years later, you find phone records in your garage cleaning out the garage? Like, you don't get fired. You don't get no time in prison for this type of shit. You just get disbarred or whatever, or you was already retired, so you got your pension and everything. So I guess your conscience ate you up and was like, look, I cleaned my garage out and I found these phone files. Now all the time y'all said this shit wasn't there and wasn't this and this, but y'all found them all of a sudden. And this boy did 12 years on death row. Fuck just 12 years. 12 years on death row because they said he had killed the cop. You know what I'm saying? But I think he gonna get some money. He sued him. I don't know how much money he gonna get, but it's still pending because that's how they play him. They said, look, they did the same shit. They let him go and said, you got your freedom, but they never said that he didn't do the crime, you're not guilty. So they had to wait some more time and went in front of a judge, and the judge finally said, okay, you're not guilty of this crime, yada, yada, yada. Now they can put the lawsuit in and get busy. You know what I'm saying? But man, that takes me back to this. I keep saying this about the murders in Georgia, right? So when you look at these murders in Georgia, the black man that they got for killing all these kids, I don't know, 30, 40 something kids, right? So you look at this shit and I mean, it's unbelievable. They caught him because he was crossing the bridge one day and they say they heard a splash. Now, first, it's crazy how the police say we were surveillancing the bridge. We was looking for somebody to throw something over. So if you were surveillancing the bridge, where the fuck were you when he stopped and threw something off the bridge? So if y'all looking for him to throw a body off one of these bridges, y'all telling me y'all don't have no means to go in the water to see what he threw? Y'all not sitting there to see who even threw the body over the bridge? They didn't. So they said they heard a splash in the water. They said the next car coming up the bridge, They pulled over, and that's how they found him, a black motherfucker. And they linked him to all the murders. And he said they never stopped him on the bridge. He said he went past the bridge, went up to a store, something was closed, or used the phone, whatever. He did a U-turn, and when he was coming back up the bridge, that's when they stopped him. So now they ain't find that body. They found the body weeks, days or weeks later, miles up the river. And they trying to say that it came from that same spot. That's what he threw over the bridge. Dog, it's some unreal shit. Even if he did this shit, they need to let him go, my nigga. And I'm not saying it because he killed kids. I'm just saying, how do you have so much little evidence? I mean, real talk. You know how many motherfuckers get off shit? Oh, he done enough time, dog. Because y'all only convicted him of the 2 grown murders. Now y'all trying to say he's a serial killer. So most serial killers, if y'all like that man, like that dude, he had a pattern of taking kids out doing that, right? You know, this nigga here say he killed 2 grown-ups, then all of a sudden he just went to snatching kids out. A little ass man like this going to the ghetto of America, snatching kids out their homes in the projects. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna go to the projects, the scandalous place in the world, and take black kids out? How do you do that? And they were saying that, dog, the evidence they had against the cops was crazy because the Ku Klux Klan, they had their phones tapped and they was talking about snatching little black kids up. It was phone taps. They got it saying that we need to start snatching these little niggas up, killing them. But they was focused on him. And they was saying, who else better to get a kid to come with them but a police officer? Because kids, what? Trust police officers. You know what I'm saying? Even the little black kids back then probably seen a cop or something like, hey, come with me. You know what I'm saying? They felt safe, and he took them and strangled them. I don't even think none of them was raped or nothing like that. He was just killing them. And out of all the shit that they got on him, they said they found some fibers in his car that matched the ones on his carpet in the 70s, man. You know how many motherfuckers probably had that same carpet in the 70s? Then they said something about a bread spread and his dog hairs. So now, all this DNA we got today, all the samples you took then, you telling me you can't exonerate this man by going to get the DNA that y'all collected back then and testing it now and letting this man go? They don't want to be wrong. They know if they wrong about this, you know what type of lawsuit they would have? Because listen, even the black women who kids were killed, a lot of them really don't believe that this man did that. He said, I just don't believe that. He said, I believe y'all covering this shit up. So nigga, if your kid die, and you would be happy this guy would be in there, right? Man, these ladies, like, they full of shit. They full of shit. And you ain't never seen no white kids get killed. Now, I used to watch this all the time, and I'd be like, damn, he killed 7 people. I'd be like, well, damn, they gave him death for these 2. Why even keep going to court on the rest of them? I'm like, he just got death. So why even take the families through the trials and all this shit? You see what I'm saying? But they do it. For every murder that they got evidence on, they take him to trial, get convicted. I don't give a fuck if it take 10 years. He gonna be going to trial 2 times a year until everything is straight. This black man didn't go to trial on not one black kid's murder. He didn't, but yet he in there for the rest of his life with the title of, he only convicted for the 2 grown people, but they put all the child murders on him too, because they figure, well, hey, we got him for life for these 2. But guess what? Suppose he beat these 2 right now. So if he can beat these 2 grown people murders, he can get out of there. Actually, he did enough time for that. 30 years and for killing 2 motherfuckers. I did the time for killing both these motherfuckers. So you know what I'm saying? But y'all still gonna try to hold him there. That's why I say this shit be so unjust, man. And what's crazy, bro, is that they do, man, I be looking at all in New York, how the prosecutors, racist ass prosecutors, and these motherfuckers, they be in packs, man. They be in New York, they was dirty as a motherfucker. They didn't care. They make people snitch. They force niggas to snitch on other niggas just to get a case. They don't care if they just want to close cases. They don't care nothing about no nigga's life. They don't care about a killer being out there. They just want to close this case for they don't look so bad and look like heroes. And that's what they do. They do it all around the world. Now, when I seen that black man out of Mississippi, I could have spit on this motherfucker, man. This motherfucker, they said, did you think that did you for once think that this dude was innocent? He said no. The black mother token nigga said no. And so now when they come out that they not, he said because he was in jail. But dog, you don't see, as you as a nigga, you don't see the identical. How could you think you even got the right person? Well, how could y'all even convict him on what evidence? Because this white quack said that the teeth marks match. What the fuck is that shit? That's just like that's why I say that's why it made me so mad about this nigga out of Atlanta, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you? How bad? It's not even no DNA to say it. They actually convicted this motherfucker of carpet fibers. Like, nigga, these the same fibers from your house that's in here. And how? How the fuck? I'm sitting in this motherfucker right here, right now, and you gonna tell me because of fibers on my leg, you can literally match a fibers to the shit that's in my house? And it was on the kids, the same ones that was on the kids, the same dog hairs or fibers. And they said something about a blanket, but they don't even got the blanket. They said they got the blanket on photo, but they don't physically have the blanket because they took the photos of the blanket. And then I guess he moved it or somebody moved the blanket. He said he never moved no fucking blanket. He said he didn't have a blanket to begin with, I think. They put that shit there, took a picture of it, but now it's not in no evidence. It's not in no evidence, no nothing. So they don't even have that. They only got that on a picture. And they trying to show, look, it's the same color as the blanket that was on the bed. Well, where the fuck is the blanket that was on the bed? Where's Exhibit A at? They don't got it, man. And it's sad, dog, because when you sit there, you got to put yourself in these people's shoes, dog. Listen, dog, to go to jail, one thing. To go to death row is a total different ball game. But to go to death row for killing a kid, or to go to prison for killing and raping a 2-year-old, man, do you know the torture? It's rats in there that'll kill you. It's niggas that in there that's straight rats. But you know what I'm saying? It's motherfuckers in there that's probably assaulting grown women that'll fuck you up because you fucking with a kid. You know what I'm saying? So you know the hell that you got to go through when you accused of some shit like that. And like I said, man, people go to talking. Like once your face hit this new, that's why it should be a law against your face being strewn against the motherfucking, until you are convicted, they should not put your name and face on this motherfucker. How you gonna say that? Well, we got him in custody and this for this. He's charged with this. I mean, because listen, most of the time, if a girl accuse a dude of rape, they gonna run his whole shit, his face, his name. He could be a basketball player, football. They don't give a fuck. Blue, Trap Talk Blue, done this. So now my name on there. So now everybody go to talking. Oh, I knew that motherfucker. Oh, this. Yup. And you can't tell nobody no different. Then you go back on some shit. Like I joke a lot, right? Niggas that go back on jokes. It can be a murder. It can be whatever. I can go to talking about something and they be like, well, see, they start adding up shit that don't even add up. You know what I'm saying? And then believe me, you know how they play that shit. They put a spin on it. Say somebody got murdered or some shit or something like that. Then they go back to some old shit I didn't say. That's why I say you gotta really watch what you say on this motherfucker, dog, bro. Because anything can come up in your life and they can use that shit against you. And you had no idea no shit like this was gonna come up. But that's what be happening, man. And so the world, your neighbors, your family, people you work with don't want to hire you no more. Don't want you to come to work because no matter how much they said you not guilty, my nigga, somebody still gonna look at O.J. Simpson, man. No matter how much he was found not guilty. I don't care what nobody say. The verdict was not guilty. So ain't that what y'all go by? But look how he got treated though. Look how his name got dragged through the fucking mud. You see what I'm saying? This be some terrible shit, bro. And really, man, like I say, down south, it's horrible, man. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I never forgot this one time, man. This was in, I say 2003, exactly. TV. I used to watch. What's them niggas' name? The Turtles used to build the motorcycles. I used to watch all type of little different shit. And the show was coming on, and it was a dude out of Mississippi. I never forget this. I always said if I was Puffy or a rich dude, or if I ever got to be a millionaire, I will never forget this dude. They gave him 120 years in prison. Then he was already in prison for 20 years. And what happened was he was in Mississippi, big black nigga. When I tell you this motherfucker arms, dog, listen, dog. He probably was already big as a motherfucker when he went. You know them country ass niggas that's in the field belling hay and cotton and shit. But when he went in that prison, dog, this nigga is like ain't no handcuffs can hold him. I'm telling you that right now. Like them handcuffs, like he can break these motherfuckers, my nigga. And so how they play him, they say he raped 2 white women, right? Okay, so you know how they now where the DNA and today? Now it was 2003 then. We had DNA good as a motherfucker then. So my thing is, where's the DNA to exonerate this man? Nobody see. You know how they picked him out. You know how they picked this nigga out? They put this nigga. They found him from somewhere. They put him in handcuffs. And out of all the niggas that they had in the lineup, he was the only one in handcuffs. And they said, "Now look, be." You heard the motherfucker say, "Now look, be wise. Who do you think done this to you?" And they both picked the nigga with the handcuffs, right? So now, 20 years later, they asking the ladies, "Do you know who raped you?" She said, "No." She said, "Because all niggas look alike to me." And that's her exact words. She said, "All niggas look alike to me." She said, "When I went in there, they pretty much had coaxed her, into who did it." She was like, "I don't know." She said, "All niggas look alike." I think it could have been Virginia. It was either Virginia or Mississippi. But the bitch got up there and said, "All niggas look alike." Like, I don't know one from the other. I don't. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker had handcuffs on. They was kind of coaxing me. So, hey, I thought they knew. So, and he's still serving this 100 and something years without no DNA, no nothing. She just got up there and said all niggas look alike. She don't know one from another. So how can you still have him in it? And he done did 20 years. He ain't killed these hoes. So if he did take some pussy, fuck, just 20 years. You know what I'm just saying though? Like real, I'm not being ignorant. I'm not trying to be funny, but real motherfucking talk. Like if you know you ain't got no evidence on this man, I mean, fuck getting money. He at the end of the day, he want his motherfucking freedom. 20 years? Come on, man, get the fuck out of here. These hoes fucking age, man. Them bitches out down in Virginia, Mississippi, fucking they brothers and cousins and shit. You know what I'm saying? So what the fuck? They probably lying anyway. They probably was, you know what I'm saying, going fucking some niggas anyway. You know what I'm saying? But that type of shit that it really bothers me to know that it's actually people in there suffering, bro, for some shit they didn't do, dog. And this world is like that. I don't even trust the juries no more. I don't trust no going to pick no fucking jury. Like they said, we had 125 people there for jury pick. 125 police officers, 125 federal motherfuckers they done picked and put there. Like how you picking a jury out of a Mississippi country ass hick ass town? Everybody racist. Everybody that's seeing you. Cause look, dog. This how fucked up the jury shit was. He grew up with a white man. His daddy owned a farm. They used to pick cotton. They were slaves for their daddy. And this was in the motherfucking 90s. And he, you know what I'm saying? They was born like 59. So this is like the 60s and 70s. They was picking cotton for the white man's daddy. So him and the white man grew up together and became friends. So out of all the people, they picked him out for jury duty. So he said, look, not only do I know him, but we grew up together. You know what I'm saying? It was like two things. They was like, look, well, they was like, well, they know he gonna find him not guilty. So not only did they put right then, as soon as he said, I know him, I grew up with him, they supposed to get him off the motherfucking thing, right? But not only did they not put him off the motherfucking ballot shit, they made him like the main motherfucker on jury duty. So he the one that got to get up and say, yeah, we find a defendant. You know what I'm saying? So they done did all this shit. So they making it look good. Like, okay, if this guy who he grew up with say he's guilty, then you know what I'm saying? And that's how they did it. He got up and read. He said, I thought he was guilty. He said, because, the way they said they had the teeth marks and this. He said, they had me fooled too. I'm like, damn. And then the black cop, they asked him, that nigga turned against him too, man. It's fucked up out here, dog. It is. It's crazy, man. But yeah, I think that Atlanta, they need to really look into this Atlanta thing, man. I think that need to be dug back up. Because if that man didn't do this shit, that means that there's a killer that was still out there, man. Could be dead by now. You know what I'm saying? Or he could be somewhere else doing some shit. You know how much stuff go on that we don't hear about, man. You know how many serial killers it actually is out here in the world? I'm from Detroit, right? West side. So I remember it was a nigga in my hood was a serial rapist. He was a rapist and killer. A young dude. I was locked up with him too in 2014 or 15, somewhere around there, 16. I was locked up with him. Light skinned nigga, dog. He two girls on Strathmore, right around the corner, right where Payroll the rapper stay, right across the street from them damn near. He put the gun on one chick, made her, you know what I'm saying, perform acts on him, while the other one then made both of them do it. He said, I'm gonna kill your sister. If you run, I'm killing her. So that's what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? They had a group of guys out there that was doing that. They was man, look, doing dudes too. He was like, nigga, he didn't give a fuck. Like he'll pull up and put the gun. They was a group of dudes. They'll put the gun on him and her and make her perform acts on him while the boyfriend watched. And from what I heard, they was hitting the dude too. You know what I'm saying? It was just crazy, man, and it was going around. So that was crazy. That you can pull that up. True story. So they was raping dudes in front of the females and it was just crazy. He got natural life, I think. Then they had the serial killer that was going around killing all the little prostitutes in the hood. They was finding them all in the fields right by the house, behind the vacant houses. And they never caught this person. This person been out here for years, like since the 90s. You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard nothing. But see, the police don't always say nothing. The police not gonna ride around like we got a serial killer. You would just start noticing that, you know, people dying. And then, man, it was somebody in the hood was dropping motherfuckers with that fentanyl. Somebody, when I got locked up in 2016, I was in jail, and I only did a couple months. I was only in there like on a violation, like 3 or 4 months. And I remember that like 8 people had dropped just in that little time, man. Like motherfuckers who I knew, good people, man, great people, man. It was ODing, all ODing. Like 8 motherfuckers had died in like a 3 month span. More than that, I'm talking about just the ones I knew, and they was getting a pack from. He was just killing them, dropping them, my nigga. So it's, you know, it's weirdos everywhere, man. It's sick people everywhere in this world. That's why you got to be careful. I'm looking at all these abductions now. Like, you know, so many. I just seen a nigga just grabbed a 15-year-old girl out here somewhere. They caught him and beat the shit out of him. It's a lot of weirdos. You gotta watch your kids, and not only your little girls, boy. You know, you got a little boy too. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers are sick, but you gotta be on the prowl for these motherfuckers, dog. And like I say, when they hit the news and they can't get who they really want, they gonna get who they can. You know what I'm saying? I done seen them do this. They done it, dog. I told you about the Vincent Smothers shit. The killer out here. He had to get the boy free. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker shut up a house with like 4 or 5 people when it killed them. And they had to get somebody. They got dog. Said fuck them. With all the evidence, no evidence on him, no nothing. Took it to jury trial, slammed his ass. And it took my man to come get him out. So that lets you know, dog, we got to do something about this prosecution shit. And these laws that they making up. That's what we need to get out of here. Motherfucker president. They control like the world. Though. We need to get who control our cities, our laws, our, you know what I'm saying? You know, for real, man, because the way they handing out time for shit and the way they don't give two fuck, these prosecutors have to be punished. They listen, I'm not just talking. My whole dedication is to have them dick suckers locked up. For every motherfucking year that a person do, if you find out that look, it was clearly no evidence, that's a crime to lock somebody up. And you went to school for this. It's like medical malpractice on purpose though. Like if a motherfucker giving somebody some, you know, like you know, they putting shit in their IV knowing it can kill them. Doctors go to jail, my nigga. When the police, even though that's your job, you supposed to be trained to know if a person got this and this. You shoot a motherfucker like that nigga just did that lady, mass, he got to go to prison. The same thing with these prosecutors. When you purposely do some shit, you should get life in prison. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? How much every time that he was sentenced to, you got to do the same time. I bet they'll stop doing that shit. I promise you they'll stop doing that shit. Because some of these cases, dog, there's literally, I mean, this shit is just so mind blowing. Like, how could you ever send somebody to prison with nothing on them? With nothing on them because somebody said something? Or because he the first nigga you picked up, bro, and they do us like that all the fucking time, dog. And that's all I gotta say. Fuck it. I'm done with the conversation. I'm Trap Talk Blue, man. Listen, if y'all like this content, make sure y'all hit like, subscribe, and share. Peace out.